Voices to the throne with our grand Caribbean song. nations one vision to grow in harmony and make our homeland strong. So let's unite our voices in one Caribbean song. Let's face the world together, give strength to one another. Let's take our places in a world of change, right where we belong. To add our voices to the throng with our grand Caribbean song. Many nations, one vision, forward in harmony. Come on, let's make our homeland strong. Can rise across the oceans, lace across our world. They celebrate the victories won that bring us all together, making us as one. Let's face the world together, give strength to one another. Let's take our places in a world of change, right where we belong. Many nations, one vision to grow in harmony and make our homeland strong so that unite our voices in one Caribbean song. Let's face the world together, give strength to one another. Let's take our places in a world of change, right where we belong. To add our voices to the throng with our grand Caribbean song. Many nations, one vision, forward in harmony. Come on, let's make our homeland strong and tall. Rise across the ocean, lace across our world. They celebrate the victories won that bring us all together, making us as one. Let's face the world together, give strength to one another. Let's take our places in a world of change, right where we belong. Many nations, one vision to grow in harmony and make our homeland strong so that unite our voices in one Caribbean song. Let's face the world together, give strength to one another. Let's take our places in a world of change, right where we belong. To add our voices to the throng with our grand Caribbean song. Many nations, one vision, forward in harmony. Come on, let's make our homeland strong and rise across the ocean, lace across our world. They celebrate the victories won that bring us all together, making us as one. Let's face the world together, give strength to one another. Let's take our places in a world of change, right where we belong. Many nations, one vision to grow in harmony and make our homeland strong so that unite our voices in one Caribbean song. Let's face the world together, give strength to one another. Let's take our places in a world of change, right where we belong. To add our voices to the throng with our grand Caribbean song. Many nations, one vision, forward in harmony. Come on, let's make our homeland strong and tall. Rise across the ocean, lace across our world. They celebrate the victories won that bring us all together, making us as one. Let's face the world together, give strength to one another. Let's take our places in a world of change, right where we belong. 'Cause make our homeland strong so that unite our voices in one Caribbean song. Let's face the world together, give strength to one another. Let's take our places in a world of change, right where we belong. To add our voices to the throng with our grand Caribbean song. Many nations, one vision, forward in harmony. Come on, let's make our homeland strong. Can rise across the ocean, links across our world. They celebrate the victories won that bring us all together, making us as one. Let's face the world together, give strength to one another. Let's take our places in a world of change.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the opening ceremony of the 39th Annual General Meeting. May I ask everybody to please take a seat. Please take your seats. We would like to start the proceedings in a few moments. So please, again, take your seat. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, can I please ask you to take your seats so that we may start today's proceedings? Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, may I please ask you to stand for the entrance of His Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Suriname, Vice President Ronnie Brunswijk. Welcome, Mr. Vice President. Can I ask everybody to please remain standing for the singing of the national anthem of Suriname? I invite Rashidi Sanchez to lead us into our national anthem. Rashidi.
God zij met ons Suriname, hij verheft ons heerlijk land. Hoe wij hier ook samen kwamen, aan zijn grond zijn wij verpand. Werkend houden we in gedachten, recht en waarheid maken vrij. Al wat goed is te betrachten, dat geeft aan ons land waardij. Oppo kondre mang u, oppo sranangrong ekari ung. Wans opeta takomopo, we museti kondrebu. Strijden strijd, we no safrede, gado de we fesimang. Heri libite na dede, we safetigi sranang.
I would now like to invite Pastor Serge Andre for the opening prayer.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I will lead you in prayer in this moment. Let us pray. Father in heaven, we thank you for this annual Canto Conference. We thank you for allowing us as ICT companies in the Caribbean to come and exchange programs and ideas. Thank you that these exchanges will contribute to better relations between companies and between people across the region. We thank you for the many benefits resulting from the improvement of ICT technology. We think of context education and the normal mutual connections between people. During the pandemic, these companies have made it possible for us to continue the education process. I therefore ask that you, Lord, help them to contribute to new challenges facing our region. We pray for everyone who will give an introduction, for the people in the foreground and for those who are working behind the scenes. We pray for the investors and governments behind all these ventures. We live in a period of ever-increasing connections between family, friends, business partners, etc. We pray for the boards of companies and those responsible within the governments, that they will continue to take up their responsibilities to ensure healthy ICT connections between all actors. Our prayers express our dependence on you, Lord, to achieve the goals we have set. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. I wish you all a fruitful conference. May God bless you all.
Thank you, Pastor Andres. You may take a seat. Thank you. His Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Suriname, Mr. Ronnie Brunswijk, Prime Minister of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, Brigadier the Honorable Mark Phillips, Minister of Industry, Innovation, Science and Technology, the Government of Barbados, the Honorable Minister Davidson Ishmael MP, Chairman of Kanto, Mr. David Cox, Vice Chairman of Kanto and CEO of Telesur, Mike Antonius, members of the Board of Directors of Kanto, Secretary General of Kanto, Mrs. Teresa Wankin, the Ambassador René Van Ness, the Suriname Ambassador to Guyana with responsibility for Aruba, Bonaire, Curaçao, Saba, St. Bartholomew, St. Eustatius, and St. Martin, the Ambassador Robert J. Foucher, the U.S. Ambassador to the Republic of Suriname, the Director of Ministry of Transportation, Communication and Tourism, the Director of the Telecommunications Authority Suriname, Mrs. Wendy Yapayu, Board of Directors of Telesur, Deputy Directors of Telesur, senior government officials, members of the Diplomatic Corps, representatives of Platinum sponsors CWC, representatives of Platinum sponsor Huawei, representatives of Kanto member organization and sponsors, Ms. Regine Fraser, former Secretary General of Kanto, specially invited guests, distinguished delegates, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, everybody from around the world who is joining the opening ceremony through the live stream online broadcast of the 39th Annual General Meeting of the Caribbean Association of National Telecom Operators, Kanto. This is the third time that Suriname and Telesur, one of the founding members of Kanto, are hosting a Kanto regional event in Paramaribo, Suriname. And for me, it's the second time that I may greet and welcome you in the capacity of Master of Ceremonies for the official start of a Kanto AGM in Suriname. The 39th edition themed Fostering a Resilient Data Sphere for All. On behalf of the Kanto board and co-host Telesur, it's a true honor to extend a warm welcome to all of our guests from abroad to the multicultural melting pot with a rich history and bright future so many of us in this room are blessed to call home. Suriname in its own right can be considered a very unique data sphere in itself. I feel confident in stating so, backed by a little background search online. After punching in data sphere in an online search engine, I got back almost 19 million results in less than a second. Allow me to share some of what I learned. Bear with me. The data sphere as a concept was popularized by the media theorist, writer, and advocate of cyberpunk culture, an open source solution to social problems, Mr. Douglas Rushkoff, in the 1980s. He approached the data sphere as the circulatory system for today's information, ideas, and images, understood as our new natural environment. I'm sure my 12-year-old daughter will agree with that one. The data sphere is also described as an emerging space hosted primarily through digital platforms. The notion of data sphere proposes a holistic comprehension of all the information existing on Earth, originating both in natural and socio-economic systems, which can be captured in digital form, flows through networks, and is stored, processed, and transformed by machines. The concept includes both digital and offline and analog spaces of information. Alongside digital data, the scope of the data sphere is more tightly defined, concerned primarily with digital representation of the world that has been found, collected, and organized. Adding my own interpretation to my quick search online, I also understand that the data sphere comes with a complex set of real-world challenges, like the use of digital information and the need to find a balance between confidentiality and transparency, and the ethical issues surrounding its design and manipulation, especially regarding personal data, company data, country data, and so on and so forth. Kanto, with its excellent reputation of taking on global challenges with a Caribbean focus, has again shown leadership by facilitating and organizing this AGM, fostering a resilient data sphere for all, with specific attention on cybersecurity for all. As Kanto states on its own website, data is the new commodity of exchange. Its generation, capture, replication, repurposing, and reuse form the basis of wealth and value creation for both the public and private sectors. It's not only a building block for wealth, but for new and diverse real-time social interactions. In essence, it's at the heart of a rapidly digitally transforming world. It underpins all we have come to know and expect, like online payments and fund management, remote work and collaboration, smart cities and homes, customized online and in-person offerings, entertainment at our fingertips, and much more. In 2023, Kanto invites us to explore, champion, and advocate for a regional digital ecosystem that promotes safe, universal connectivity and inclusion, policy frameworks that enables growth and innovation, and a data sphere that is both resilient and secure. We have exciting times ahead of us, but I'm confident that the data sphere of paradise called Suriname is one of the safest, most suitable, and fun places on earth to collaborate, work, do business, and foster a resilient data sphere for all. Someone who will definitely champion this cause is also driven to promote social and economic growth and development through the use of ICTs. Teresa Wankin is adept at bringing together stakeholders to create a culture of innovation and collaboration to ensure that all segments of the Caribbean society benefit from the rapid changes taking place in the region. Teresa is also passionate about empowering women and girls to fully explore and embrace the possibilities of ICT. Teresa currently holds the position of Secretary General at Kanto, a regional association of telecommunications operators and service providers with 111 members in 32 countries, with its headquarters in Trinidad and Tobago. As Secretary General, Ms. Wankin oversees the operation of the association, manages its capacity building initiatives in the region, and directs the planning, implementation, and delivery of multinational development programs. Most recently, Teresa chose to challenge the Caribbean business leaders to recognize that the underrepresentation of women in key leadership roles is an unfortunate waste of intelligence that we can no longer afford, either in terms of innovation or decision-making. Teresa is living proof that you can pursue a successful career and be a loving mom at the same time. She's a real country girl from Cedros, the most southern part of Trinidad. I got my info right? Yes? Okay, thank you. She likes good food, and she loves our well-known bruine bonen, which is brown beans, and if you haven't tasted it yet, you need to talk to Teresa. She'll point you in the right direction. She also loves the staple curry duck and stewed pork. Correct? Good. It's my privilege and pleasure to invite the Secretary General of Kanto for her opening remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Teresa Wankin.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies. You all have my whole life, but it's true. All protocols having been established, good evening, everyone. It is certainly my pleasure to welcome each and every one of you to this 39th Annual General Meeting and Mini Exhibition. It's heartwarming to see all of you here in lovely Paramaribo, Suriname. And for those of you who are joining online, who are joining us virtually, I say welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for scheduling your Kanto family into our many commitments that compete for your time and attention. Indeed, this is a time like no other in the telecommunications and ICT industry. Clearly, we are on a journey to a region that is digitally inclusive, where equity and connectivity is paramount, where our economies can benefit from the innovation and agility that comes with data manipulation, cloud computing, artificial intelligence, and much more. As we prepare for our future, a review of our past gives us context. It provides insight and a renewed impetus to push through our challenges towards a goal. The global pandemic brought with it many challenges, which hindered Canto's ability to adequately meet the needs of our membership. Canto has had to pivot within the last few years. We've had to evaluate our offerings, our strategies, and the levels of support we provide to you, our members. Additionally, for some time before the pandemic, you all will know that we have observed a reduction in the number of participants at our trade shows and conferences. Increase in travel, accommodation costs, all had to compete for members attending and enjoying the Canto events. However, motivated by our strategic pillars set by our board of directors, ably led by Chairman David Cox, lead, engage, and advocate, three words became our pillars, a planks upon which the Secretariat crafted a new path to improve growth and long-term stakeholder value. A number of initiatives were born. We had to strengthen our relationship with our members. We sought and we increased opportunities for us to advocate for those we represent and for the industry as a whole. But as with many challenges as the global pandemic brought with it, so too were the opportunities. The seeds of success are often hidden in adversity. And Canto is a perfect example of putting the power of our industry to its own use. We had to shift some of our services to online, and we had to carve out new areas of value for membership, such as Canto Conversation, providing dialogue between all stakeholders and members, the sharing of ideas, and ultimately the collaboration needed to take our industry and our region forward. The Canto eMarket platform, which I'm happy to say was just successfully launched, offers telecom operators and vendors the ability to manage your entire procurement process online. And for those of you who missed that launch, you've missed a great innovative way to revolutionize how you procure goods and services in the region. So I urge you to go up on our website and look at the streaming videos and have a look at what is the potential of the Canto eMarketplace. We've cultivated and nurtured a number of strategic initiatives and partnerships during the year, and we'll continue to do so in a bid to provide you, our members, with opportunities to network, to learn, and to grow. The Canto family extends a hearty welcome to our newest members, members who have joined us in the last year: Rena Wireless, Advantage 360, Airway Technologies, Plume Design, Vivo Living, all of the United States, and our very own Connex from Jamaica Services, BlueNap Americas in Curacao, and DataSir right here in Suriname. So I want to give a hearty round of all our members. Canto is ever so grateful for the leadership and insight of our board of directors. We could not have done it without you. I therefore, on behalf of my secretariat staff and the membership, wish to thank all the members of our board of directors. Our gratitude is especially extended to those directors who are coming to the end of their term in office. Our chairman, David Cox, our Vice Chairman, Mike Antonius, and our Treasurer, Helma Etnell. And to all of the directors, I say thank you for standing with us as we pivot and as we had to change a service offering in the last couple of years. As we look to the future, I am very confident that we have built a strong platform which we can continue on our trajectory of growth and improve long-term stakeholder value. Our theme, as the MC said, fostering a resilient data sphere for all, provides the framework for the ongoing engagement, deliberation, and consensus building in support of a digitally transformed hemisphere. As the region explores ways to insert technology into the way of life, using it to build more efficient cities and deliver government services, we need, as a group, as a platform, to ensure that the data that the citizens use is secured, it is timely, it's relevant, so that's our charge. In 2023, we are committed to give ourselves to exploring all the pertinent issues around this topic in a bid to build the capacity of the region to provide the support that our governments, our citizens, and civil society needs. Let us lead the way to our collective futures. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Secretary General of Kanto, Ms. Teresa Wankin. I would now like to invite the Chairman of Kanto, Mr. David Cox, for his remarks, but before I do so, let me tell you a little bit more about... I'm just going to read your bio, David. Why are you shaking your head like I have some extra information that you might not know that I know about? But let's see what your bio says. Mr. David Cox is a British-trained attorney who joined Cable and Wireless Communications CWC in September 2013, where he currently serves as Head of Regulatory Affairs for the Caribbean. In this role, he manages a team of professionals who together ensure compliance with CWC's regulatory obligations and execution of its regulatory strategy across several Caribbean states. After serving as Vice President for most of 2018, Mr. Cox was elected to the position of Chairman of Kanto in January 2019. Under his leadership, Kanto has become the premier forum for diverse, inclusive discussions of ICT development issues with a focus on the Caribbean and Latin America. Now that's what the official bio says. But Mr. Cox is much more than the chairman of Kanto. Of course, he is a native of St. Lucia, correct? But I heard you can't seem to stay away from Trini street food. Is that correct? Yes, that is correct. Good. And that you are a comic book fanatic. True? I'm doing good. Superman is your favorite superhero. I'm also doing good, great. And then you were a high jumper champion at school. Is that correct? All right, so you make very quick leaps forward when jumping. Okay, good. So that's why you're the chairman of Kanto at this point in time. And then last but not least, there's more? Well, there's a lot more, but I'm just going to give them this last one. We're very happy that you're here with us today because in your own experience, you almost had a near-death experience doing water tubing. Is that correct? You thought you were going to die. Luckily, you did not. Ladies and gentlemen, may I please ask you to help me welcome the chairman of Kanto, Mr. David Cox.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I typically don't like it when the MC is better looking and slimmer than I am, but I'll forgive it this evening. I trust that with the protocols having been established, you will forgive me if I go directly into my speech. That way also, it will finish faster. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct pleasure and high honor indeed to address you all for the final time as the chairman of Kanto's Board of Directors at this Kanto's 39th AGM here in beautiful Suriname. Permit me to recognize and acknowledge the generous, amazing, and incredible support at the outset of the staff and management of Telesur. It is true that across the Caribbean, the people of Suriname are frankly legendary for their kindness, for their generosity, and their hospitality. And I think we can all agree tonight that we have seen it here on display. Ladies and gentlemen, can we have a round of applause for our hosts? I want to single out Mike Antonius, the CEO of Telesur, and his team, who have been incredible hosts for us. Canto is extremely grateful to you for all of the hard work you have put into the making of this event, all of the staff who have been so kind, so helpful. And I'm sure you will all unanimously agree that the preparations have been excellent. And I am making a little bit of heavy weather about this because there is a very important piece of information that I will share about our AGM shortly. But I just want to again thank Mike for everything. You know, 4 years ago, when I became chairman of this incredible organization, the truth is that Canto's fortunes were in doubt. Despite a very strong board of directors and frankly truly remarkable leadership by the former chairman of the board, Mr. Julian Wilkins, who is here with us tonight, changes in the telecoms industry meant that telecoms operators upon whom we had depended for so much were frankly making less resources available to support Canto. And the reasons for this are complex, but the basic point is that the result was that membership in the organization was flat or declining, revenues were going in the wrong direction, the costs of running the organization, which have never been very significant to begin with, were climbing. And due to these factors, large sponsorships were increasingly hard to come by. It was becoming harder to persuade the right people to attend our events. And despite strong content at our AGM and our conference, and frankly an unmatched and superb network of relationships, which had been built by previous chairman and especially Julian, the board of directors of Canto recognized when it assumed office in 2019 that real challenges lay ahead. And then, promptly after swearing in, things got worse. The coronavirus pandemic caused the cancellation of our summer conference in 2020. Without a summer conference, with the future of operators in the region in doubt, with widespread and massive layoffs occurring in telecoms operators across the region, and also nationwide lockdowns which prevented people from buying top-up and reduced the number of calls and services they needed, Canto's continued operations were at risk. No one could deny we were in a crisis. And suddenly, after over 30 years in operation, the possibility that Canto might have to forever shut its doors was no longer merely a theoretical thing. It had become real. Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 long and difficult years, after some tenuous times, much hard work, and tireless effort, I am incredibly pleased, indeed incredibly proud, to report to you tonight that as I leave the role of chairman, Canto's membership is growing again, operational costs are down, revenues are on the rise, every single event that we have held for the last 4 years has been profitable, and with the exception of 2020, when for obvious reasons, we were just able to keep our heads above water, we have operated with a small but respectable budget surplus for every year since our board and this board has overseen the operations of the organization. And indeed, I believe it merits repeating that despite the pandemic, and even during the worst of the last 3 years, every single event that Canto has held under the stewardship of this board has been profitable. And in fact, some of our events, such as the AGM in Guyana or our summer conference in Miami last year, set new records. This AGM has set a new record for Canto for both attendance and for revenues. Ladies and gentlemen, please give us all a round of applause, and please thank our hosts again. We could not have done this without the people of Suriname, and also, again, without Mike's incredible team and leadership. The good news continues. I am happy to let you know that despite significant financial challenges, despite the hardships that the staff endured during the pandemic, we didn't have to lay anyone off, not a single member of staff. And despite being pushed to work harder, to do more, deliver greater results for you, our members, I also believe it is true to say that morale at the staff has never been higher and engagement never better. And so, as I come to the end of my tenure as chairman of this incredible organization, I believe that I can safely assert without fear of contradiction that Canto today is in a better and stronger position than it was when we took office in 2019. We have made significant changes to survive. We have pivoted when we needed to pivot. And we have soberly faced the hardships of the hour, but we have proved equal to the task. Much work is left to be done, and I would be lying if I said it is a foregone conclusion that we take our future for granted. We do not. But we are better poised to make that future a success, and I truly believe that with your support, your participation, your interest, and your continued engagement, the chances are high that we will continue on our present trajectory. Of course, none of this was achieved by a single individual, else I discussed with you just now possible. I want to thank first the board of directors, the board, my friends, my colleagues, with whom I've worked for their incredible dedication over the last 4 years, and whose strong support made these successes possible. I want to start first by thanking Julian for his support and for giving us the benefit of his advice and wisdom till his retirement last year. I want to thank Justin Ned, the former CEO of GTT, for his steady guiding hand. Justin left the board, but his contribution is not forgotten. I want to thank Helma Etnell for her tireless work as treasurer and head of the finance committee. Helma has been a pillar of the Canto community for over 20 years, despite her tender and young age, and is leaving her formal role on the board due to her recent retirement. I want to thank Krista Leith for her hard work and constant advocacy on behalf of the industry and TSTT, particularly in the regulatory committee. I want to thank my friend Del Rio Newman, whom I call Professor, for his stalwart support and sage advice. I want to thank Melissa Sutherland for her independence of thought and her incredible dedication to the work of the regulatory committee for so many years. I want to thank the Vice Chairman, Mr. Mike Antonius, for his insights into the industry and his dedication to supporting Canto, particularly for his championship of our vendors. As you can see from this very event, Mike has always been a friend on whom Canto can rely, and that support has made the difference to us when we needed it most. I want to thank Mark Reynolds, who assumed the vacancy left by Justin, for his enthusiasm and able support, particularly of GTT, and for bringing us youthful energy at a critical time when we needed it. And in fact, our theme for this AGM is thanks to Mark and the youthful and frankly very relevant perspective that he brings to our board. I want to thank Deisha Clifford for her friendship and just her incredible loyalty and all of your help to the Secretariat. I want to thank our sponsors of this event and of every event of the last 4 years who made them possible. I want to thank our vendors, our suppliers, the entrepreneurs, thought leaders, academics, our ministers, our speakers, our special guests, and casually curious venturers who wanted to know more about Canto and thought it might be worth their time to participate in one of our events. I want to especially thank you, the members, for your continued support, for your presence or engagement here, and for your resolute commitment to our continued operations every year. I want to say a special thanks to all of our committees, to all those persons who continue to volunteer their time and energy to ensure we remain accountable and fixed on the interests of our members. I want to say a special thank you to my own company, Liberty Latin America, which appoints and disappoints me as a member of the board, for allowing me the opportunity to serve as chairman and for supporting the vision of Canto as the preeminent association of broadband providers in the region. I want to thank the Secretariat for all of their support and kindness to me as chair and to all of us as the board. It has been one of the great privileges of my life to have been your chair and to have worked so closely with you over the last 4 years. You are all incredible professionals, and all that we have achieved was achieved because of you, the staff, because you cared, because you dared, because you were dauntless even at the hardest times. I want to pay a special tribute to Gail, who passed away last year after nearly 30 years of dedicated service to Canto, and to acknowledge the staff who moved on to bigger and better things during the last 4 years, including Tricia, Timothy, and Candice. But I also want to welcome those who have joined us as a result, including Gail's daughter, Janelle, Nicole, and Cheyenne. To you all, and especially to our venerable Secretary General, Teresa Wankin, we, the board, owe you a debt we can never measure or ever repay. Teresa has been the pillar on which Canto is built. She is the keystone in the arch that makes Canto possible. And one of the great gifts that my association with this organization has brought me has been the opportunity to work closely with Teresa and to call her friend and to frankly call all of you friends. I trust you will forgive one last final thanks. I want to say thank you to my wife, who is drop dead gorgeous, and here with me tonight for all the support, because it has been quite a lot of hard work, and without that support I wouldn't have been able to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, in closing, I want to thank you all for your patience and for your presence here. We don't take your support for granted. We don't take your presence for granted. And I would be lying if I said I won't miss being chairman. I will. But I also take immeasurable consolation in the knowledge that Canto's best days are still to come. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
Mr. Cox didn't like it when he caught me speaking to his wife earlier today. And I'm sure he was wondering, why are you speaking to my wife and why can't I be in the conversation? But it was because I was doing some due diligence on you, sir. Thank you so much for that heartfelt speech and your remarks to this audience. Mr. David Cox, ladies and gentlemen, one more round of applause. Next up is the CEO and Vice Chairman of Telesur. You're smiling because you're like, he really knows me. Yeah, I do. I didn't need to ask people extra input on you, but I did, just to make sure that I was correct. Mike Antonius lives by the motto, success comes to a well-prepared mind, a principle that was raised by his parents and intrinsically motivates him to take up challenges with determination. Mike studied economics at the Institute of Advanced Training of Teachers in Suriname, and at one point he decided to make a different turn, and that became marketing. He graduated from the Netherlands Institute for Marketing. This was followed by his MBA degree at the Maastricht School of Management in the Netherlands. The drive for personal development, but also that of others, is why he always made time to gain knowledge and share it. Mike chose to share it mainly with young people via indoor football. Since 2005, he has been on the board of the Suriname Futsal Association. He is also a youth trainer for the same organization. Mike started working at Telesur in 1995 as a purchasing officer. During his career at Telesur, he held various management positions, such as manager internet and multimedia services, manager Telesur in the Netherlands, and manager corporate strategy. He also was at the basis of the introduction of the two-country SIM in the Netherlands. In retrospect, all these experiences turned out to be the silent preparation for his appointment as acting CEO of Telesur in May 2016. 2 years later, in June 2018, he was officially appointed CEO. In January 2019, Mike was elected vice chairman of the board of Kanto. Mike strongly believes in the benefits of lifelong learning and therefore continues to acquire formal and informal knowledge and education. He is currently studying his master's in telecommunication management at Arden University in London. Mike will definitely apply his result-oriented attitude and strong passion for acquired knowledge in his personal life and career, but also within the company. Certainly, he is an inspiration for others. I know Mike, I've been to, I think, 3 countries for work. With Mike, we visited Jamaica, Guyana, and the Bahamas. So at the risk of sharing too much, I wrote down what I wanted to share as some fun facts on Mike. He might not look the part, but he loves food. And if there's one portion of Brenabona, which is our famous brown beans, in the same room with Teresa, that might get interesting. Liming is a concept that he thinks he gave birth to. The people laughing know this for a fact. But when he does lime, he really enjoys a good drink. It can be ginger beer, our traditional drink, ginger beer, or a top-of-the-line Caribbean rum. Why are you shaking, Mike? It's okay. Relax. Mike also seems to believe that he's the emotional shareholder of Real Madrid. Question mark. And last but not least, what I wanted to share is something that his staff shared with me. He has something that he says to them a lot, and that is, don't tell me 1,000 ways or reasons why not. Just give me one reason and one way how we can do it. Ladies and gentlemen, the CEO of Telesur and Vice Chairman of Kanto, Mike Antonius.
Honorable delegates, distinguished guests, good evening, and once again, welcome in my beloved Suriname. We from Telesur are very proud to co-host this event. And my staff, I'm very proud of my staff, they did everything to make you feel at home. Not even the delayed flights were a hurdle for them, just to be there and pick you up and give you the treatment that we Surinamese are known for. For the ones who are in Suriname for the first time, we will do everything, as I just mentioned, to give you a good treatment, but we will do also everything to give you a taste of our variety in Suriname. We know that your stay here is short. We will give you a variety of the different flavors of food in our country and make sure that you will come back to Suriname. I was on a tour this morning, and for those who missed it,
you make sure you won't miss it the next time. But during the tour in my own country, I realized some things that I didn't even see in the past. So we were walking in the downtown area near the Independence Square, and one of the participants asked me, "What is this heart over here?" Never saw the heart before. So I'm like, okay, as a good citizen of this country, I cannot make any mistakes. I need to explain what this heart is. So I saw a little note near the heart, and that was enough for me to explain that this heart signifies the love we have for Surinamese, the love we Surinamese have for other people. So then I looked at my fellow board member, and there were a lot of locks on the heart, a lot of locks. And then I looked at my fellow board member, Professor Newman, and I told them, be careful. When you fell in love in a Surinamese woman, you got locked. Anyway, for us, it is a great opportunity to promote our country. It is a great opportunity to get to know, for you to get to know Suriname. Suriname that is also known as the beating heart of the Amazon. Again, I refer to the heart. We got this name because Suriname is covered with 93% forest. And as you know, that is a very valuable asset to have, because our country is part of the lungs of this earth, and we are doing everything to maintain it. Hosting Canto for me is also a very special occasion, because it offers me the opportunity to present to you our 5G service. I've been bragging about it in all the other conferences. Now you can experience it. We are the first in the Caribbean to introduce this service. We introduced it on November the 25th in 2019, and we're offering mobile speeds up to 1 gigabytes. What I have presented to you in previous events, you are now able to experience. We have some colleagues over here who can assist you in that. We also have some complimentary SIMs, so please feel free to visit our booth. Having an organization like Canto is very important for our region. Living in the digital age has a lot of impact on our daily lives. Compared to the developed countries, we experience a digital divide with our region. We from Canto put a lot of effort into bringing together ICT stakeholders in the region. We have created a safe space for governmental officials of the region, telcos, regulators, ICT businesses, and non-governmental institutions. Within Canto, we look at the ICT space from a Caribbean perspective. It is easy to read all types of magazines from a US or a European perspective. We from Canto look at this industry from a Caribbean perspective. And by doing so, we're looking at areas we need to develop to eliminate the digital divide. We're putting all our efforts into that. And one other thing that I need to mention, besides our efforts in creating this safe space, is we bring together all types of businesses, and by doing so, we work on fostering also a resilient data sphere for all, which is also the theme of this conference. Besides all I just mentioned, Kanto is known for networking, building relationships, most of all, maintaining relationships. So let's make use of the 39th AGM to network in the safe space we call Kanto. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike, for your remarks to our audience this evening. Our next speaker has something very much in common with our last speaker, his love of soccer. Ladies and gentlemen, may I please invite His Excellency, the Vice President of Suriname, Mr. Ronnie Brunswijk.
Have a seat. Prime Minister of Guyana, Honorable Brigadier Mark Phillips, Minister of Industry, Innovation, Science and Technology of Barbados, Honorable Davidson Ismail, Chairman of Kanto, Mr. David Cox, Vice Chairman of Kanto and Director of Telesur, Mr. Mike Antonius, all board members of Kanto's, SG of Kanto, Mrs. Teresa Wankin, all staff of the Secretariat of Kanto, all participants and delegates, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Let me start by welcoming you to our beautiful country, Suriname. I hope that you travel and arrive to Suriname was present and that you may feel at home in our beloved country. It is with great honor that I stand here today to speak to telecom operators, policymakers and regulators, technologists, vendors and academia, and civil society active in the telecommunication and ICT sector in the region at the 39th EGM of Kanto. I am happy to see participants of almost all Caribbean countries and also many of other countries. I also want to thank Telesur for once again hosting this great event in Suriname. I do not have to stress you about the importance of telecommunication, ITC, and data in our current world and the development of our small states in the Caribbean region, because you are the expert in this field. All the speakers tonight have highlighted different important aspects of these fast-changing sectors. However, looking at the themes of this EGM, fostering and resilient data space for all, I do want to express the great need for all stakeholders to continue to work and improve the access to digital connectivity and digital inclusion for all. No area is or small countries should be forgotten or left out in the growth, expansion, and development of the telecommunication and ICT sectors. As a child of this country, coming from a village deep in the interior of Suriname, I know what it means to not have access to all developments. It is therefore my great hope that during our discussions, meetings, presentation, and other activities conducted during this EGM and all your future developments within this sector, that you keep in mind the aspect of digital connectivity and digital inclusion for all. We as small developing countries will not be successful if we do not include all our people in all aspects of our developments, including telecommunication and ICT. Let me leave no one behind. I will end by once again welcoming each and every one of you to our beautiful country, Suriname, and wishing you all a great evening and successful and fruitful EGM. I urge you all to use this EGM to network in the good business for all our people while you explore our wonderful country and taste a bit of our diverse and delicious cuisine. Grantangi Alasma Badang, thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. I would now like to ask your undivided attention for our cultural performance tonight. It's something very unique and special to us as Surinamese, but I think it's also a gift from Suriname to the world. It doesn't matter which part of the world you come from. If you have any sign of life, yes, if you have any sign of life, you will enjoy the next performance. Ladies and gentlemen, may I please ask you to warmly welcome our artists and performers for tonight, the Alakondre Drong.
Yarawako Yokone Tarawane Koyak wakade. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yalo wakayo kane. Lawane koyo kane. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You pagas malala, you pagas malala. Era mete, you pagas malala. Era mete, you pagas. Era mete, you pagas malala. Hey, hey, you pagas malala. Era mete, you pagas malala. Hey. You pagas malala. Era mete, you pagas malala. Era mete, you pagas. Cama Erawala yoda kianola. Erawala yoda kianola. Erawala yoda kianola. Yoda kianola. Erawala yoda kianola. Erawala yoda kianola. Erawala yoda kianola. Yoda kianola. Balambalame, you are the kianola. Balambalame, you are the kianola. Balambalame, you are the kianola. You are the kianola. Balambalame, you are the kianola. Balambalame, you are the kianola. Balambalame, you are the kianola. You are the kianola. Bayembame, you are the kianola. Bayembame, you are the kianola. Bayembame, you are the kianola. You are the kianola. Kamakote. Bayembame, you are the kianola. Bayembame, you are the kianola. Bayembame, you are the kianola. You are the kianola.
Boteko maude, boteko maude, agida fodu boteko maude. Maude, boteko maude, agida fodu boteko maude. One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. Let's get together and fight this holy Armageddon. When the man comes, there will be no doom. Is there a place for all those hopeless sinners? There is no hiding place for the Father of creation singing. One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. One love, one sound. Let's get together and feel alright. Give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Come on, come on. Everybody, come on, sing with me. Sing. One love. Let's get together and feel alright. Sing! Mellow, mellow, mellow. Shh. I want to hear every single soul. Are you guys ready? One, two, three, four. One love. Let's get together and feel alright. Sing! One song, let's get together and feel alright. Thank you. Come on, come on, come on. Body, whoop your body, body. Shake your body, body, whoop your body, body. Shake your body, body, whoop your body, body. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cultural performance for tonight, the Ala Kondre Drum, in collaboration with De La Swing. Give them a last round of applause. Thank you so much. Amazing, wonderful. Thank you. And while our artists and performers are leaving the stage, I must inform you that the Vice President of the Republic of Suriname will be leaving us in a few moments. He has some other engagements on his program as well tonight, but we are very appreciative of his attendance tonight. So, Mr. Vice President, thank you so much for joining us. Mr. Vice President, I've been just informed that you have been persuaded to stay for the photo opportunity, so we're very thankful for that. Thank you, sir. So the Vice President will be leaving us after the photo opportunity. I would now like to ask the Canto Director, Disha Clifford, to please share with us the vote of thanks. Ms. Clifford.
It's a tough act to follow. Good evening, everyone. All protocols having been duly observed, I hope you'll permit me to go directly to my task at hand, which is a very pleasant one and a very important one. As we gather here for the opening formalities of this, our 39th annual general meeting, it is my privilege to deliver this vote of thanks on behalf of Canto. Events such as these are made possible by many persons behind the scenes who manage a multiplicity of moving parts and make it all seem effortless. Then none of it would have been possible without their dedication and their passion for Canto as an organization and what that organization represents. And it is very necessary and important to acknowledge their contributions. I wish to firstly thank the Vice President of the Republic of Suriname, Mr. Ronnie Brunswick, for attending our event and for accepting our invitation to deliver this evening's feature address. Your Excellency, we thank you for your insight and your stirring words. Truly, the digital evolution of our region holds promise of much gain, growth, and development for all. I would also like to thank the Honorable Prime Minister of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, Brigadier the Honorable Mark Phillips, who will deliver the keynote address tomorrow. Prime Minister, we look forward to your remarks. And we are also deeply honored to have with us the Honorable Minister Davidson Ishmael MP, Minister of Industry, Innovation, Science and Technology from the Government of Barbados. Welcome, Minister. To our sponsors, it is your support which has enabled us to plan and execute what, as our chairman has said, will be our best AGM ever. Our co-host and partner, Telesur, has worked tirelessly alongside the Canto Secretariat in the weeks leading up to today and will stand shoulder to shoulder with us in the trenches over the next couple of days. There are not enough words in English, Dutch, or any of the several languages spoken in this country to express our thanks to Mike and his amazing team. Our platinum sponsors, Cable and Wireless and Huawei, gold sponsors, GTT and AT&I, silver sponsors, Enet, Connex, Digicel Business, and our bronze sponsor, BTP. Other sponsors, Aptastic, Cerillion, Black & Global Business Network, Blue Nap Americas, Datasur, Ictral, ICANN, D-Link, TAS, and GSAT. We thank you all for the confidence you've placed in us and for your continued commitment to the Caribbean region. Thanks as well to our exhibitors, Canto eMarket, Calyx, Power & Tel, 6D Technologies, Ribbon Communications, and Uni5P. To our speakers, thank you in advance for generously giving us your time and your expertise. We look forward to engaging discussions and probably even heated discussions about our theme, fostering a resilient data space for all. In terms of this evening's proceedings, I would like to thank our charismatic MC Ferrantu for his masterful guidance through this evening's program. We're confident that our event will be very safe in your hands, but not just safe, incredibly lively and entertaining, I think. Thank you also to those performers. I think we can all agree they stole the show. What a masterful and powerful sampling of the culture of this amazing country. And if that does not make you fall in love with Suriname, I really don't know what will. So I know we call this our opening ceremony, but I need to point out that technically we have already kicked off this event. History has been made here in Suriname for Canto because we've hosted our inaugural Breath of Fresh Air Wellness Walk. That commenced at 6:30 this morning. I want to thank Datasur and Telesur and the rest of the event team for supporting us with this brand new initiative, which raised a lot of money for a worthy cause. I want to also thank those of you who braved significant challenges such as jet lag, ominous weather, and for one or two of us, the after effects of excess of adult beverages, to show up and to have fun, to have a laugh, and to have a walk and see the beautiful sights of Paramaribo. The event was a resounding success, and I'm really happy to say that physical health and wellness and mental health and well-being will be a staple in all of our Canto events going forward. Finally, the Board of Directors wishes to acknowledge the hard work and dedication of our dynamo, our amazing Secretary General, Teresa Wankin, and her fantastic team. The long working hours and painstaking and sometimes infuriating attention to detail was well worth it, and we're all very excited about what lies ahead in the next couple of days. So let us now begin this, Canto's 39th Annual General Meeting, in a spirit of collaboration and a commitment to advancing our field and securing the digital future of our region. To our in-person audience and to our friends online, thank you all for being here, and let the discussions begin. Good evening.
I heard a lot of votes of thanks in my life. A lot. And I don't know if I'm biased because you thanked me as well, but that was one of the best vote of thanks I've ever heard in my life. Ladies and gentlemen, Disha Clifford, Canto Director, thank you so much. All right, we're almost at the end of the official opening ceremony. We have one more task at hand, and that's the official photos that need to be taken so that we can make sure that history records what happened here today and who was in attendance. While we take the official photos, we want to ask you to remain in this room. We want to ask you to please visit our sponsor tables, because without sponsors, there's no conference. So give our sponsors a round of applause, and please visit them, not only as showing your appreciation, but getting the information and exchanging ideas, or maybe creating new business opportunities for one another. So please make sure that you visit our sponsor tables here in the ballroom while we commence the photo session. We will be taking 6 official photos, and I will be guiding everybody who is needed for the photos through the session together with the photographer. For now, I'm happy to announce that the conference is officially opened, and again, in the meantime, we ask you to stay in this room. After the photo op, we will make our way to the pier, because on the pier we have the welcome reception by the co-host Telesur, and that's where De La Swing, the musicians that you just heard together with the Alakondre Drong, will also make sure that we have a very nice time on the pier. We'll mingle, we'll have something to eat, something to drink, and we're also going to explain what this is and what it means to us. So please make sure that you join us on the pier. In the meantime, I would want to ask you to give yourself a round of applause for your attendance. We also want to thank everybody around the world that was watching through the live stream, and congratulations to a wonderful start of this very important 39th AGM here in Paramaribo, Suriname. Thank you. Mr. Photographer, yes. All right, the rest of you can just relax, mingle, don't go out of this room. Mike, where's the heart lock? Let's lock them in. Please just make sure that you visit the sponsor booths while we make sure that we go through the photo session as efficiently and as effectively as possible, and then our hostesses will guide you through the pier for the welcome reception hosted by Telesur. So for now, I need for the first picture, up front please, the Vice President of Suriname, Chairman Cox, and the Vice Chair, Mike Antonius. You are the first 3 for the photo op. Next time. Invited. And the Secretary General for Kanto, can you please join this group for the next set of pictures? Thank you. Cheers. Cheers. No. Kijk, kom maar stoelen. Relax. All right, I would like to ask can you all please take a seat because the next set of people are going to stand behind you. Yes, sir. Vice President, please have a seat. Thank you. May I now invite the Kanto Board of Directors to please join, and you will be asked to stand behind the chairs. The Kanto Board members, Board of Directors, please stand behind the seated. Yes, thank you. And please follow the instructions of the photographer. Thank you. All right. No, please keep standing. No. Please, no. We're not finished as yet. Sorry. Okay. Now we need the representatives of CWC and Huawei. The sponsor representatives of CWC and Huawei. Do we know who they are? Representatives of CWC and all right. And then I would like to invite the representatives of the gold sponsors, ATNI and GTT, the silver sponsors, Conex, eNetworks and Digicel Business, and the bronze sponsor, Bureau Telecommunication and Post. Please join. If you are in the room, representatives of gold sponsors, ATNI and GTT, please join the picture. Silver sponsors, Conex, eNetworks, and Digicel Business. You're also invited. And our bronze sponsor, Bureau Telecommunication and Post. Yeah. Can you stand sideways, please? Sideways. Yeah. Focus. I cannot. Yeah. Yes, good. Yes. Ms. Hermelin, yes. All right. This is the call sign for the representatives of the gold sponsors, ATNI and GTT, silver sponsors, Conex, eNetworks, and Digicel Business, and the bronze sponsor, Bureau Telecommunication and Post. Okay, and then we have one last one. All of the other sponsors, please join. The representatives of all the other sponsors, please join the group photo. So the representative of Aptastic, all the other sponsors, please join the group photo. DataSure, D-Link, GSAT, BlueNap Americas, DataSure, Ictual, all other sponsors, please join the photo. Please follow the instructions of the photographers. Thank you. All other sponsors, if you're a representative of a sponsor, please join the group photo. You might need to go on stage, yes? It's hard, right? Yeah. Everybody ready? Okay. Okay, can we get a relaxed version of this picture now? Thanks. Yeah, can we get a relaxed version of the picture? Thank you. Just relax. Yeah, whatever you want to do, just relax. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm asking our hostesses to please stand by and make sure